very good morning. My name is Chandandeep Kaur. I have done MSc in microbiology, I have done B.Ed, and now I'm in the final stages of my thesis submission for PhD. So today I'll be discussing about the circulatory system. Now circulatory system is one of the most important life processes. Now when I say life processes, as the name suggests, processes, which means it includes other physiological processes so that the human body can be survived. It includes respiration, digestion, excretion, circulation. Now if we cease any of these processes, the human body won't be able to perform. Right? So from all these life processes, today I will be discussing about the circulatory system in the human body. Now when I say the term circulatory, what comes to our mind? Something that is circulating in our body, right? Now what circulates in our body? It is the blood. Yeah. So blood keeps on circulating in our body, but from which organ helps in this circulation system? It is the heart. Right? So heart is one of the most important, hard-working organ of our body. When we sleep, we give rest to our brain, we give rest to our digestive system, we give rest to our physical body parts. But our heart and the lungs, they keep on functioning, because if they stop functioning, the body won't survive. Right? So these two organs, they work involuntarily, they don't need any motivation, they are self-motivated organs, right? So in this chapter or in this video, when I talk about circulatory system, I'll discuss two parts, that is the structure of the heart and how the blood is circulating with the help of the heart and the lung. Now heart is located in the thoracic cavity, above the diaphragm and below the abdominal cavity. The heart is protected by the rib cage. Basically, it is present between the two lobes of the lungs, right? And it needs additional protection to protect from the mechanical shock or injury, and that additional protection is provided by a double-layered membrane called pericardium, and this double-layered membrane contains a fluid which is called as pericardial fluid. Now this fluid helps to maintain the moisture of the heart, it provides lubrication and prevents the friction when the heart is beating. And the size of the heart is approximately equal to the closed fist of the hand. So this is all about the location of the heart. Now heart contains four chambers, that is the right atrium, the left atrium, the right ventricle and the left ventricle. Now the right atrium and the left atrium, they are approximately thin-walled if we compare with the right ventricle and the left ventricle. These two chambers are a little bit more thick-walled than the atriums. Okay, and right ventricle and left ventricle are separated by a septa, which is known as interventricular septa. And these two chambers are separated by interarterial septa. So because of these two septums, the four chambers are divided separately and form the structure of the heart. Now apart from these four chambers, there are certain valves. Now we will discuss about the presence of valves in the heart little bit later after discussing about the blood vessels. So now we will be discussing about the blood vessels. Now there are majorly three types of blood vessels, that is the arteries, the capillaries and the veins. Okay. So this is the artery, these are the capillaries and this is the vein. Now arteries carry blood away from the heart to the different parts of the body, right? So if these are the arteries, these are somewhere the heart, so it will carry blood away from the heart to the different parts of the body. And the veins, they collect blood from different parts of the body towards the heart. Okay, so arteries carry blood away from the heart to the body parts, and veins collect the blood from different parts of the body towards the heart. Okay, and the capillaries, they form the connection between these two. These are thin-walled and they are attached to the surfaces of the cells so that oxygen and carbon dioxide diffusion can happen between the cells. Okay, So these were the broader types of the blood vessels. Now if we go in little bit more details, then we will see the blood vessels entering the heart, that is the superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, the coronary veins and the pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins are of two types, left pulmonary vein and right pulmonary. Superior vena cava brings the blood from the upper parts of the body to the heart. The inferior vena cava brings the blood from the lower body parts to the heart. The coronary veins bring the blood from the muscles of the heart to the heart, and the pulmonary veins, they bring the blood from the lungs to the heart. And similarly, there are blood vessels which leaves the heart, that is pulmonary artery, aorta and the coronary artery. Among these three, aorta is the huge artery which collects the blood from the heart and supplies to the different parts of the body. The coronary artery supply blood to the muscles of the heart. Now after blood vessels, we'll go back to the valves present in the heart. Now what is the function of valve? The function of the valve is the unidirectional flow of the blood so that the blood doesn't go back. Okay, so there are several valves like the bicuspid valve. It is also known as mitral valve, which is present between the junction of left atrium and the left ventricle, and the tricuspid valve, which is present at the junction of right atrium and right ventricle. There is a pulmonary valve which is present at the beginning of the pulmonary artery. There is an aortic valve which is present at the beginning of the aorta, and these two valves are known as semilunar valves because of its shape. It resembles the shape of the half moon. Therefore, it is known as semilunar valves. And there is a fibrous material which is known as chordae tendineae, which keeps these valves intact and attaches it to the papillary muscles of the heart. Okay. So till now we have discussed where is heart located, what is the structure of the heart, that it contains 4 chambers and there are several valves present that prevents the backflow of the blood. Then we have discussed several blood vessels and what are the functions of the blood vessels. Now we will discuss how does the heart pumps the blood to reach the cells, to reach every cell of the body. Where is the heart and how it is pumping the blood to each and every cell of the body. As we have discussed, yes, it takes the help of blood vessels. Now we'll discuss how it actually happens, how this circulation process actually happens. So this is very important to know. So let's discuss about this, right? So the deoxygenated blood comes from the body through the inferior and superior vena cava to the right atrium. Right? As I have told you that the superior vena cava means from the upper part of the body, inferior vena cava means from the lower part of the body. So the deoxygenated blood comes from these two blood vessels and reach to the right atrium. Now the right atrium supplies the blood to the right ventricle. Now when the blood is filled in the right ventricle, it contracts and releases the deoxygenated blood through pulmonary artery towards the lungs. Now remember what I said, artery means A stands for artery and A stands for away, that is away from the heart. So here the pulmonary artery has taken the blood away from the heart towards the lungs. Okay, now I think this will be clear now. Now what happens in the lungs? As we know, we breathe and there is oxygen in the alveoli of our lungs. So the blood gets oxygenated here, and with the help of pulmonary vein. Why pulmonary? Anything which is related to lungs is pulmonary, and vein means it will carry the blood from the lungs towards the heart. Okay. Now the pulmonary vein will collect the oxygenated blood and release it into left atrium, and which supplies further to left ventricle, and when the left ventricle is filled with the blood, it contracts and it releases the oxygenated blood to the biggest artery of the body, that is aorta, and aorta supplies the oxygenated blood to each and every body part and diffuse oxygen to the human body, and human body performs the respiration process and releases carbon dioxide, and then this deoxygenated blood again taken up by the inferior and superior vena cava, and this process keeps on happening. This circulation keeps on happening. Now this is known as two types of circulation. This is the pulmonary circuit which is happening between lungs and the heart, and this is the systematic circuit which happens between the heart and the body parts. Okay, so this is the circulation process, which is very important to know. After this, there are several beats and the rhythms by which the heart is beating. That part can be taken up in the later video. I hope this is clear. Thank you so much.